back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
KBLA Talk 1580 thanks LA City Council members Curran D. Price Jr. and Heather Hutt for being the presenting sponsors at this year's Black History Month luncheon. Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're KBLA Talk 1580.
First things first.
Things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not too unsettled you. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DePrima go way back. Tap Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in to First Things First with the Queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DePrima. Go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning. Happy Monday. God bless. Jasmine says I shouldn't say happy Monday anymore. Anyway, happy Monday. I'm Dominique DePrima. This show is called First Things First. And my very first thing today and every day is prayer, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders. And let's go. Okay, so it's a busy week. It's a busy day around here. We got a lot to talk about. We call Mondays Mindful Mondays because, yes, our days have names. And so that means hour 2, we start off with a guided meditation and affirmation. And so that's how we get ourselves together. We gather ourselves for the week that will be. We start off the second hour that way every week. So hour 1, we look local. What's going on left coast side of town? Hour 2, we do Mindful Monday. Then we open up the phone lines. They're always open, but they're even more wide open to talk about what's going on the national scene. And then in hour 3, we do a deep dive with a person or persons of interest. It happens to be a Black Marriage Monday. So we're going to be all in your business, talking relationships. You can get all in our business. And hour 2, we are going to have a couple of special guests, Neil Anderson and Philip Jackson. And it's going to be an exciting conversation regarding, well, a movie premiere that you might have been invited to and didn't realize what it was. And don't be mad at me. A bunch of my friends are mad at me. I'll tell you all about what happened and how it went down. And thank you to everybody who came out to the Pan-African Film Festival this weekend for that. So, and of course, I mean, all weekend long, people have been hitting me up, Miles Lowe, about the KBLA Black History Month luncheon, which is Thursday. I guess folks are finally getting the word. Like Juneteenth, it took a long time, but now they're on it. And yes, it is going to be spectacular. It is a tribute to the people that make us laugh at a time when we need to be laughing, with everybody and their mama on the bill. Plus possibly a special surprise guest. So yeah, I don't know though. I'm not 100% sure if there's tickets left. There might be. Not sure, not tracking it like that. You can go to KBLA1580.com and click on all the things and you'll find out if there's room for you at the inn. This is a fundraiser, but it's also a really great moment in Black history, Black entertainment history, as we get some, some big names, people that we really owe a debt of gratitude for making us laugh and show them some love. And we'll break bread together. I will definitely be there. Would not miss it. I think a lot of our KBLA team will be there. So it'll be a lot of fun. And of course, that's going down this Thursday. Go to KBLA1580.com if you have the desire to go. Or else, call up one of your friends who sponsored a table and beg them for a seat. I don't have a list, but I know there are some major stellar folks in the community. Anyway, I don't want to put them on blast. So you'll be blowing up their phone too. So we did a thing. On Friday, Miles. And I guess the reason some folks are mad at me is because we weren't talking about it in advance. And y'all are used to me saying all my business on the radio or most of it. But, sometimes you got to let things marinate, and there's a reason for that. And we'll go into that a little bit. I'm being joined this morning by my colleague. She is the director of Black Lives Matter Grassroots, a national organization with 52 chapters. She is also a host here on KBLA Talk 1580. She does Saturday mornings. This is not a drill, which is, of course, Black Lives Matter LA BLM Grassroots show. And she is a professor at Cal State LA, which gives her the hat of historian and also, Black history historian, but also political scientist. So always great to talk with Dr. Melina Abdullah. Good morning.
Good morning, Sister Dominique.
I forgot.
Are people mad because they didn't know you?
Yeah,
they didn't know you were a screenwriter.
They didn't know you were an executive producer. It's yeah, I guess that's why. Why did I can't tell you how many texts I got. Why did I know nothing about this?
Because nobody knew. Nobody knew. The room knew, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we'll explain what that means. But I did forget one big accolade, which is you are the president of the International Prince Fan Club. Forgot to put that in, and my apologies for that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So yeah,
forgive you.
Oh, thank you. I'll take it. I'll take it. Neely Fuller said, "Call people what they want to be called," and I try to do that every day. Yes. So, the Pan-African Film Festival concluded. Film and Art Festival concluded on yesterday, and I had asked folks to come out Friday to a Black Lives Matter Grassroots world premiere, but for the most part, they didn't know what we were talking about. As you mentioned, that's for a reason, but what were we talking about?
We were talking about the premiere of a feature-length documentary that you wrote, that I got to be a part of, that Niele Anderson produced and directed, and I'm learning all the roles in film now. And Philip Jackson was a cinematographer for, and it was a beautiful gathering telling the story of Black Lives Matter Grassroots, which is the real Black Lives Matter. And one of the reasons that we kept it under wraps, the film is called Stolen, is because our resources, our platforms, and our good name were stolen by a band of thieves. And so they have all the money in the world. So one of the things we were thinking about is, this work that we're doing, that we poured ourselves into the film the same way we pour ourselves into the work, which is on love, and you did it on love. I did it on love. Chuck D did it on love. Dr. West, Tavis Smiley, all did it on love, but they have all the resources in the world. So if they got wind of it, they could just hire a bunch of folks and do a much bigger prettier production, and we wanted to make sure our story was out there so we could tell the truth about what's happened, that the movement started purely and is moved to be what we call the clean glass of water. And then it was stolen. The resources, platforms, and good name was stolen, but it's still moving. The real work is still moving under the banner of Black Lives Matter Grassroots. So it was really important that we did that in a way that was uninhibited, that there were no lawsuits ahead of the release. We know they like to scare small organizations with cease and desist orders, and we didn't want any of that to happen, so we kept all of it under wraps until you got there. And we thankfully had a capacity level crowd. I didn't realize there were some people who couldn't even get in because it sold out, and it was, I think, one of the most well-attended screenings of the entire Pan-African Film Festival. And of course, all our folks and justice families and organizers were all in the room. And you were there and you moderated the panel after.
Yeah. So when you say on love, what you mean is that people donated their time and energy. And, you know, other than like gas money and lunch, I mean, people really invested their time and energy. And by people, you know, you mentioned Chuck D, the rap artist, did the narration for the project. So this has been a really exciting, but for some of us, you know, well, for all of us, we just kept our mouths shut about it in order to protect the work. We saw that with the reason we know that Global Network Foundation will shut things down is because they've done it, right? The anti-SLAPP motion is what stopped you from having your day in court with Black Lives Matter Grassroots, because the judge threw it out on a technicality, so you never got to present in court. I know that right now they have they're trying to get a restraining order against you, and so this idea that they would try to do their own version, which they might be working on right this second, or would try to stop this project is not a fantasy. It's based on events that have already happened.
That's right, and they've done it with even Black-owned newspapers. That they've had newspapers withdraw articles that I've written because of they've sent cease and desist orders. So they absolutely do that, and we also know that they track us. Some of what they've sent me, because they have to send like information about what they're doing with the restraining order attempt, shows that they are absolutely stalking our social media, all of our media coverage, and trying to use that to say, for instance, we can't say the things that we want to say. So Cecily Gay, who is the chair of the board there, is asking for a restraining order based on what I say about her. So we know that it would be likely that if they heard about this entire film project, they try to use that to both strengthen the restraining order, but to try to block us from even putting the film out there. We also know that they mimic what we do. So we have a radio show. They come out with a podcast. We say, particular words. They use those words. They still use the same language that I wrote when I was giving them language for free, not knowing that people were getting paid for the work handsomely, getting paid for the work to the tune of millions of dollars. I was writing most of the messaging. They're still using that messaging. In fact, when we were just this month, when we were in Miami for the Trayvon Martin weekend, they bought an ad. They didn't come to Miami. They didn't participate in the march, but they bought an ad in the program book that uses the language that I wrote for Trayvon Martin years ago and recycles that language. So we wanted to make sure that they weren't able to block us, but also that we weren't copied with much more money behind it, a project that's similar but has much more money behind it.
So that's what happened, and we'll talk more about this, where everyone's asking me where they can see it and all that kind of stuff. When we come forward, you're welcome in 800-920-1580. I saw Kwamel from our KBLA chat, our YouTube chat room, which is, of course, in the comments section at KBLA 1580 on YouTube. I saw, Tavis Smiley was there. A bunch of our friends and associates were there, and that was a beautiful thing. If you want to talk about it, 800-920-1580. If you want to talk about something else, we're here for that too. We are unapologetically progressive, unapologetically outspoken KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
What's up? What's up? What's up? You got to laugh the pain away.
Hey, KBLA delegation, happy Black History Month. Around here, we celebrate our culture, our community, and our contributions daily. But this year, as we observe the 100th anniversary of Black History Month celebrations, we're excited about our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, honoring comedy greats. On Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum in downtown LA, we're toasting D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Munell, Dion Cole, and Martin Lawrence with a surprise guest appearance. A limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon remain, so now would be a good time to head to KBLA1580.com to secure one for yourself. That's KBLA1580.com. A little laughter goes a long way, especially in times like these. So come, join us for our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. Again, tickets are available right now at KBLA1580.com.
Well, I hang around my boy. He been married for 6 years. Videotaping his wedding day, never watched it. Now and every day he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that finger. Walking back down that aisle, just waving at her ugly mother down the church. Getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
KBLA Talk 1580 thanks LA City Council members Curran D. Price Jr. and Heather Hutt for being the presenting sponsors at this year's Black History Month Luncheon. Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're at KBLA Talk 1580.
For 70 years, the Humane Society of the United States has worked to end animal cruelty. Now, we're continuing that mission as Humane World for Animals, because we work around the globe to care for animals who are suffering today. And we tackle the root causes of cruelty for a kinder tomorrow. We are Humane World for Animals, and together we can make a difference. Help make change for animals. Visit humaneworld.org.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like nuclear reactor safety expert.
I disabled the backup cooling system. It was making such an annoying noise. You heard it, right? It was like,
We're on the countdown to core failure.
And you're saying we don't want that?
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominic DePrima right now.
Let's get back to me. Let's get back to you. Of course, Dr. Melina Abdullah is here on the phone anyway. So we made a feature documentary, which means it's a full-length film. And we'll hear from some of the folks that worked on it. You are an executive producer. You're being modest. You're executive producer. You're producer. You worked on the story. You really just stayed faithful to something that, to be honest with you, I've worked on many different projects. And I've seen projects with way more resources than this one fail, because it's hard to get a movie done. It just is. It's hard. It takes a lot of people, a lot of time, a lot of belief, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like, I've said this all along, I feel like this project, which is called Stolen, was meant to happen because of the way people just showed up at every step, including Chuck D. When famous people tell you they're going to do something, a lot of times you end up having to go through all these hoops and managers and agents, and it takes years and weeks and months, and many times it's shut down in those phases. But all along the way, people showed up and showed out.
Yeah, it was such a blessing. We had so many people show up and participate and be excited about the film. Chuck D, his entire team, Adrian was just a blessing. He was our music supervisor.
Adrian Miller,
Adrian Miller. He's been supporting Black Lives Matter Grassroots for at least the last 5 years, and he's connected with all of these phenomenal artists, including people like Keon Harold and others, and he did the music for the film. And no one, like you said, Dominique, people did it for lunch and gas money, and most people didn't get gas money. So
yeah, true that.
So it was really, really just beautiful the way that people wanted to contribute to help make sure that the story was told. And the biggest criticism that I have of the film is that there's other people who should be included that we just didn't have time or didn't have the resources to weave in ahead of the first showing, right? So it was not a matter of people not wanting, it was a matter of people wanting to participate and needing to be included who haven't been yet. And I think that's a beautiful problem to have, that there's more voices that want to tell their story on this side of justice.
Yeah, for sure. And I had a couple people come up to me afterwards and say that they would be making donations to Black Lives Matter Grassroots after seeing what happened. I had one woman come up to me and tell me she was ashamed of what she had thought before seeing it, because, and this was a white woman, that she was ashamed because she had been buying the mainstream and a lot of it is sort of far right wing too, narrative that's out there. And she was ashamed because when she saw this, and because it's not just only about the Global Network Foundation, it's about the work, it's about these families and how they fight for justice, for some form of justice, not only for their own loved ones, for others as well. And I think when you see it and you see the receipts, I had another guy who works at another radio station, or he used to, that I won't mention because I don't want to put him on blast, tell me that he learned so much, and he had been very critical of Black Lives Matter, and he realized he just didn't have the whole story.
Yeah, I mean, there's several things that we wanted to debunk. The idea that it was constructed by that Black Lives Matter was constructed by, some forces that weren't authentic, right? We wanted to be clear about how we were birthed, what was our origin story. So that's in there. And why did we need a Black Lives Matter? What was in there in almost the very beginning is the history of policing in this country. And so brilliant voices like Kelly Lytle Hernandez laying that out, MacArthur genius. And then we were birthed because of the theft of Trayvon Martin's life. And we were just regular people in Lamert Park and digging in our own pockets. That was really important. But also what's happened with the thievery of Black Lives Matter as an organization is it gets all muddled up. And so people think that there's $6 million mansions that, people are all living high on the hog, and the people who actually birth, built, and fuel Black Lives Matter continue to move from a space of genuineness and authenticity. But there are thieves who did that. That's not us. And we have to make that distinction. And it is, Tavis said, it's confusing. It is confusing, but we can't stop doing the work. And I think by telling more people in every way that we can, then we can kind of address some of that confusion.
Yeah, well, and we've said it. We've had these conversations many times on the show. I've argued it on Fox Soul, as you know. You've sat on panels. You've written numerous articles. We've had print journalists cover the work of Black Lives Matter LA and BLM Grassroots, and yet, there's still so much confusion. So hopefully, this documentary will help clear that up for some folks. I have another friend who told me it was the documentary story he did not know he needed because he didn't know what he didn't know, right? He wasn't tripping one way or the other. So, but we, as you know, we got 45 seconds here until news, traffic, and sports. So we will get into what next steps are, how you can find this on the other side. But it's done.
It was brilliant writing. It was very thoughtful, brilliant, spirit-inspired writing, Dominique. Thank you, because you were our writer.
Well, thank you for being trusting my my pen or my little slow typing fingers. I'm the world's slowest typist, but somehow we got it done. We'll continue this conversation. We got news, traffic, and sports. If you got questions or comments, love to hear from you. 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. President Trump hosted state governors at a White House dinner Saturday, calling them great leaders and saying partnership with the states helped the nation even more.
Working with your states wherever we can achieve so much more. Your governors, your great people, your great leaders.
He invited them back this summer for the Great American State Fair. A new NBC News SurveyMonkey poll shows Kamala Harris would handily beat President Trump if the 2024 election were held today. CNN's Harry Enton says Harris's lead has grown by 7 points since last year, reflecting what strategists call growing voter remorse over Trump's presidency. And Claressa Shields remains the undisputed heavyweight champion after beating Franchon Cruz DAZN by unanimous decision in Detroit. All three judges scored it 100-90 as Shields improved to 18-0 and dominated the rematch a decade after their pro debuts. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Visit the new Hard Rock Casino Tejon for the Kilo of Gold giveaway. Drawings every Thursday in February. Visit Hard Rock Casino Tejon, the easiest drive from downtown LA. The excitement starts here at the new Hard Rock Casino Tejon.
Is this the Tejon? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Interesting NBA game tonight in downtown LA. The Lakers and Clippers jumping up at Crypto.com. First game for the Lakers in 8 days. Can they shake off the rust to deal with a surging Clippers team? The Clippers are 4-1 in their last 5 games. They are 20-7 since December 18th. A win for the Clippers would put them at 500 for the first time since November 3rd. 7 o'clock tip-off. Baseball is back. The Dodgers play their spring training opener Saturday morning against the Angels in Tempe, Arizona. The Dodgers are trying to become the first team to win 3 straight World Series since the Yankees did it in 2000. Tonight at 6, you can get your Friday night sports fix with Out of Bounds in prime time. Join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough for 60 minutes of sports chatter with some Black folks flavor. Hang out with us on the KBLA YouTube channel or hit us up at 1-800-920-1580. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Michael's Daughter Foundation is dedicated to inspiring youth and resilience through storytelling, arts, filmmaking, and enrichment programs for youth and families in under-resourced communities and system-impacted individuals. The Michael's Daughter Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit providing free and low-cost arts programs to youth and families from under-resourced communities, both system-impacted youth and those affected by the incarceration of a loved one. 1 in 43 children in America have a parent incarcerated. 70% of those children are expected to end up in prison. Through filmmaking, animation, theater, and writing, they help young people express themselves, build confidence, and imagine new possibilities. Beyond the arts, they offer financial literacy workshops, emergency support, and scholarships. Because thriving takes more than talent, it takes access. To learn more about the impact of Michael Daughters Foundation and how you can be a part of the movement, please visit their website, michaelsdaughterfoundation.com. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with the world. African Focus Incorporated is a community-based organization whose mission is to bring Africans and African Americans together, lead charitable initiatives on the motherland, and educate people from all walks of life on the beauty, legacy, and opportunity of Africa's 54 nations. And it's that time once again when African Focus is teaming up with KBLA Talk 1580 for our 8th annual African Focus Trailblazers Tour. Travel with us in 2026 when we're headed to the southern African nations of Zambia and Botswana for a historical, cultural, and vacation tour led by me, Dominique DePrima, Cultural Ambassador for African Focus Incorporated. Enjoy luxurious accommodations, conscious fellow travelers, shopping, adventures, cultural tours, wildlife safaris, and a giant waterfall, one of the world's 7 wonders, along with a chance to be of service at an orphanage on the continent. Become an AFI trailblazer by exploring the motherland with a nonprofit organization that has members in Africa and America to help roll out the red carpet for you, and together we'll make a difference and have fun doing it. For more information, visit africanfocus.org or call 310-676-7300. That's 310-676-7300 or africanfocus.org. Whether it's stateside or exploring the diaspora, we're with you every step of the way. African Focus and KBLA Talk 1580. Come go with us.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Funky. Heard about the party now, just east of Harlem. Dougie gon' be there, but you got to call him. Even the soldiers need a break sometime. Listen to the groove, y'all. Let it unwind your mind. No intoxication, let you see what I see. Dancing hot and sweaty, right in front of me. Oh, call it what you like. I'm a ballin' high beat. This is just another one of God's gift musicology. Got to keep the party moving.
KBLA Talk 15.8, a little something for our fan club president, who is on the phone with me, Dr. Melina Abdullah, president of the Prince Fan Club Worldwide, and the intergalactic branch as well. Also, the director of Black Lives Matter Grassroots. So folks are asking me, where can they see this? How can they stream it? What is the real name? Because we didn't even put the real name up because we were being that careful.
Yeah, you had to be there to get the real name. The real name is stolen, and we're not sure when it'll be available for people to stream. But we are going to do a few follow-up screenings, mostly for community. So this is, I was thinking about it last night, and I know you and I have talked about it. that really we want to do the film the way we do everything, in a collective process. So it was birthed by a small room of folks, and it also was meant to tell the stories of a larger collective, but that collective, we want their involvement in the follow-up. So we're going to make sure that we have a conversation so that people from Black Lives Matter grassroots organizers and justice families can pour into the filmmaking process. What did you think? What was good? And I loved that throughout the film, when we showed it at the Pan-African Film Festival, I think you said it was shown in a really Black way, right? That there was cheering throughout the film. Whenever somebody came on, people would go, "Oh, that's Baba," or, stand up and clap when we saw Waukesha Wilson's family. It was really, really wonderful, and we want to hear more of that. What landed well? What would they like to see included more? And you and I have talked about how when you have a group-centered movement, that it's a challenge to present all who pour themselves into the work, but there's some additional stories that need to be amplified. So anyway, that's a long way of saying that we're going to make sure that the movement has an opportunity to weigh in on the film. This was a first pass, a beautiful, brilliant first pass, and we're going to make some edits as well. So those are the next steps, is sitting with our organizing family, our organizing community, and doing some closed screenings before we put it out prayerfully to other film festivals and get some distribution, which we don't have yet. But Chuck and his team are helping us with that as well.
Yeah, and just really all in. It's been great. Everyone that came out, we had justice families who have been impacted by police violence, notably the family of Waukesha Wilson was there. The family of of Andrew Joseph III was there. Michael Brown Jr.'s family was there. So it was good for them to be part of that, and I think that was very important and very cathartic in a way.
Yeah, and that's just who was there that was kind of involved in the conversation. But we also had the family of Roger Fortson. His sister lives in Los Angeles, so she was there. Lots of folks were there. I wound up writing them down because I didn't want to miss anybody. But Michael Brown's family was there. Isaac Aiden, whose sister we hadn't seen in a while, she was there. Isaac Aiden was killed in Minneapolis. Roger Fortson was, of course, killed in Florida. This is all by police killings. James Mincy, our own Vernine Mincy, was there and helped to make it happen because she's a volunteer coordinator for Pan-African Film Festival. So helped us navigate and weave our way through the theater, make sure we had a talkback stuff set up and all of that. Keith Porter's family was there. Kenny Watkins' family was there. Sky Young's family was there, along with Waukesha Wilson's mother and sister and Michael Brown and Andrew Joseph III, as you mentioned.
Yeah, so I think that was really important. And so far, what the feedback I'm getting has been real positive from those folks, which to me was the most important thing. It's one thing what we think, but it's something else, for the people who have really been harmed so gravely by this state-sanctioned violence, for them to feel vindicated by it, I think is super important.
That's right. It was an honor to have all of those folks in the room and for them to be as enthusiastic about it as they were. And of course, one of the things we also talked about, because we were brought into the Pan-African Film Festival at the very last minute. I know you and I and Neil couldn't really imagine premiering this work that we've been doing for the last 2 years, premiering it anywhere but the Pan-African Film Festival. So we're grateful that when we said we think we got it done in time, that Hayuko Babu and Asante Wa and Oduduwa let us in and let us show it there. We weren't in the competition, but we were able to show it there. And it was such a blessing to be able to do that, that it was just beautiful. And there were some things that we would have liked to include. And I know I keep saying this, but we didn't, including the names of all of these families, hundreds of them, that Black Lives Matter Grassroots works with daily. So we pause on the name Keith Porter is kind of the last name that we recognize in the film, and we were grateful to have his family with us at the screening. But we also know that what's happening with Trey Reed in Mississippi, where we were sounding alarm and saying no Black college student would lynch himself from a tree. Right, that didn't happen. And now,
Right.
If you've been watching the news last week, we know that he was found to have been murdered. So we have a long litany of names that we want to make sure that we include in the film, and how to do that is something that we're talking about. But all of that energy, and we honor all of those spirits and pray that we move forward righteously in their honor.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's so far, I think, so good. That was basically the thing that I was focused on this weekend after we finally got that thing up on the big screen. And lots of thank yous to everyone who came out, including Tavis Smiley, who was so supportive of the project. You have a new column out called Confessions of a Valentine Scrooge. And this is a Black Marriage Monday, so I'm going to have to pin you up about that just a little bit. We're going to have to talk about what I think you made that up. I've never even heard of a Valentine Scrooge. You say it's called What Does It Mean to Be Married to the Movement? It's still a Black Marriage Monday, but I guess this is one take on Black marriage. We'll see what Dr. Abdullah is talking about when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
This Friday night, KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to gather with us as we honor a legend. Join us at 7 p.m. at the historic First AME Church for a celebration of life for the Reverend Jesse L. Jackson Sr., civil rights leader and tireless champion for justice. For decades, Reverend Jackson stood on the front lines of change, fighting for voting rights, economic opportunity, and equality for all. Now the community comes together to reflect, to remember, and to celebrate a life that helped shape a nation. Music, prayer, powerful tributes. That's this Friday, February 27th at First AME Church in Los Angeles, 2270 South Harvard Boulevard. For details and coverage, stay with KBLA Talk 1580.
I am black, beautiful, proud.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Getting around LA doesn't have to cost a lot. Metro has fares that fit every budget. 20 free rides for qualified riders through the Life Fare program. Free passes for students with GoPass and affordable options for everyone in between. Wherever you're going, Metro's got you covered. Visit metro.net/fare programs.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions.
The BLM Center for Black Power is a hub for Black activism in the city of Los Angeles, a standalone nonprofit affiliated with Black Lives Matter LA. The venue is home to live events, meetings, and organizing drives for Black-led community-based organizations. It is also the base of operations for Black Lives Matter LA. Built on what used to be a nuisance property owned by an arms dealer, the BLM Center for Black Power is in the heart of Leimert Park and has opened its doors to everything from youth organizers to toy drives to film screenings and community town hall meetings. To make a donation or make a request, please visit BLMLA.org. That's BLMLA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
Okay, so Dr. Melina Abdullah has a weekly column in the Los Angeles Sentinel, but it's also printed in the LA Progressive and various newspapers across the country. And it says, this latest one, February 19th, Confessions of a Valentine Scrooge, what it means to be married to the movement. Maybe one day a love interest will bring chocolate, but even if that never happens, I'm grateful to be married to the movement, a movement that sometimes loves me back. Yeah, I don't know about that, Doc. Do we have to choose between the movement and an actual boyfriend that can take us somewhere, or a husband or fiance, a forever fiance that we never marry?
I don't think we have to choose. It was kind of I call myself a Valentine Scrooge. I actually had the show on Valentine's Day, and I was like, talking about people's Valentine's Day stuff. So I'm a little bit of a Scrooge, but I think later that day I was with you and Niel, and we had chocolate together. That was great, and we worked on the film, and we did that. And I think what it's about is knowing and living in your purpose. And it was a deeply personal story, because since I've been divorced, it also starts off, the only thing I miss about my ex-husband is See's candy, right? And that's true. He was great at bringing See's candy every holiday. But discovering and knowing my purpose, which is movement, right? My purpose is the Black freedom struggle. And living in that means that any partnership that I'm a part of has to honor that and has to be in it with me, or at least support the work that I do. And I've had great people, some of the people that I've dated since my marriage, but what many of them have said is, slow down, or can't you just be regular, or, all of these things. And no, I can't. This is my purpose. And I think that a lot of times, men are permitted to and praised for having a purpose-driven life. And that's something that I also demand, someone who supports me and prayerfully is part of that purpose, and has a purpose-driven life of his own. So until that person comes along, then I'll just enjoy dates from time to time and enjoy being married to the movement. And this year, the movement did love me back, because our person, our everything man, Terry, he sent me See's candy this year, not as a romantic interest, but just out of love for movement,
Terry sent you that candy? Okay, that's nice. Look
Terry
at
sent me that
Terry paying
candy.
attention. I love that.
Yeah.
That's dope. Well, and you know what? I also have another objection, which is, okay, well, two. Okay, first of all, I don't think that just because we won't stop or slow down means we should be relegated to being single forever. I mean, I've had people tell me that too. Usually it's more about, why are people in your timeline? Why are people in your comments? I don't know. It's part of my job. Like, I talk to people online or whatever. But I don't think, I feel like the right person would be able to handle it. Or maybe
That's right.
Or maybe we need to do something different. Maybe we need to be more, I don't know what.
I don't think we need to shift. I think we need to also, one of the things that I pray often is that I'm also fulfilled by my purpose, right?
Yeah.
And I'm growing into that, even at 53, like I'm growing into that. That instead of saying, I wish I had a man to send me chocolate, right? that, I'm making these choices. And I pray that the choices that I make are fulfilled and that I'm content rather than wishing for a different life, learning to be content with the life that I've chosen for myself. And I am content. There's some times when I wish there's a part of the column where I talk about somebody that I dated for 8 years who was my not boyfriend, right? Who was like, my mom goes, people would pay to be with that man, right? He was beautiful and kind and loving and brilliant, and he used to massage my feet for hours, and sometimes I miss those foot massages, and it's okay to miss the foot massages, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also happy to be able to not look my greatest while I'm watching mindless TV, right? And settling into that this is also fulfilling. It's also fulfilling to stay up late and get up in the middle of the night and go, I have this idea, and bang it out, or, I'm going to send this email right now because I can, because these are the choices that I've made to construct the life that I have.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. So my other objection is that I'm my own Valentine. If I don't have a Valentine, not because because I don't want one, but if I don't have one, like I didn't this year, I'm going to take myself out to dinner. I am not a Valentine Scrooge. I am very generous. If I want chocolates, I'm going to get the biggest, best box, and I'm going to eat them all. I am going to go out to dinner by myself. I will even get myself flowers because I think that we have to, not because I don't want a boyfriend, but because I think we have to show love, and part of being independent and being able to choose your movement or choose your work or choose your kids, whatever you're choosing, is also being able to be kind to yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that. And
even though you're very fiscally conservative, she's one of the most fiscally conservative persons I know.
Right. Yeah, but also we can love each other, right? So
Yeah.
you've become, my sister, and so I brought you chocolate. Right?
You did, I did eat it up.
For years we've had something here. You've come, single mama Valentine, those kinds of things where we love up on each other, and I think that's really important, and that's again part of being fulfilled in your own life, that we have these relationships with each other that are really, really important, and that's also being part of being married to the movement, is figuring out how to construct a movement that does love each other. We love each other back.
So we love each other back. Jerry Anderson says having his own purpose and being supportive to her purpose needs reconciliation. True, true. Find patience. It's worth it. True, true, says Reddy Samedi. But when it comes to a long-term committed relationship, I'm in the Jesse Jackson camp. Keep hope alive. I won't give up.
All right. No, I'm not. I'm open. And I date, but I'm not going to take somebody who says it's me or your purpose. No, it's my purpose, and you are wonderful too. Right? It's my purpose, and yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, no, it's true. I mean, it makes sense. It's just, I guess I'm wary of this idea that, we're independent, we're strong Black women, we don't need a man. Like, I ain't there. Okay, not there at all.
No, but I think that's, again, part of patriarchy, that we have to choose a man ahead of our purpose. And I think that, and I'm processing as I'm thinking, I think that as a womanist, I choose my purpose, which I'm going to live in no matter what. And I'm grateful if somebody who is also purposed comes in and can support me in mine. I can support him in his, but he's not trying to divert me from it so I can serve him, right? We love each other, and part of love is helping you to live in your purpose and not being threatened by a woman who lives in purpose. I guess that's what I mean. Yeah.
It's a Black Marriage Monday. We're going to keep this going hour 3, but I just had to get in there since you had the column. Dr. Abdullah, tell us how to find you and how to track Grassroots, because if there's going to be an announcement about Stolen, it's going to be there, the movie Stolen.
Yes. BLM Grassroots on all social media. Our website is blmgrassroots.org. Part of having stuff stolen means we don't have no money. So you got to look for us because we don't have the massive platforms. Again, it's BLM Grassroots on all social media. I'm Melina Abdullah, and that's Doc Melly Mel on all social media. And we hope that people will join us in these streets, and be a part of building a movement, not a moment.
Yes, indeed. We got a lot going on. Wednesday protest, a tribute to Jesse Jackson coming up, the Black History Month lunch. Dr. Abdullah, thanks for joining me. We've got news, traffic, and sports, and then Mindful Monday, all straight ahead.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. President Trump hosted state governors at a White House dinner Saturday, calling them great leaders and saying partnership with the states helped the nation even more.
Working with your states wherever we can achieve so much more. Your governors, your great people, your great leaders.
He invited them back this summer for the Great American State Fair. A new NBC News SurveyMonkey poll shows Kamala Harris would handily beat President Trump if the 2024 election were held today. CNN's Harry Enton says Harris's lead has grown by 7 points since last year, reflecting what strategists call growing voter remorse over Trump's presidency. And Claressa Shields remains the undisputed heavyweight champion after beating Franchon Cruz DAZN by unanimous decision in Detroit. All 3 judges scored it 100-90 as Shields improved to 18-0 and dominated the rematch a decade after their pro debuts. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Visit the new Hard Rock Casino Tejon for the Kilo of Gold giveaway. Drawings every Thursday in February. Visit Hard Rock Casino Tejon, the easiest drive from downtown LA. The excitement starts here at the new Hard Rock Casino Tejon.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
It was a tough day Sunday for both of LA's NBA teams. The Lakers lost by 22 at home to Boston. The Clippers lost by 2 at home to the Orlando Magic. Benedict Mathurin almost made a three-pointer at the buzzer that would have won it for the Clippers. The loss spoiled a great performance from Kawhi Leonard, 37 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals. The Lakers had LeBron, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves in the lineup, but the offense was still shaky. Boston's bench outscored the Lakers' bench 45-25. Congratulations to the UCLA women's basketball team. UCLA clinched the Big Ten Conference title Sunday with an 80-60 win over Wisconsin. 19 points and 14 rebounds for Lauren Betts. The Bruins have won 21 straight. If they beat USC next Sunday, they'll be the first Big Ten team to have an undefeated regular season since Maryland did it in 2015. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This Friday night, KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to gather with us as we honor a legend. Join us at 7 p.m. at the historic First AME Church for a celebration of life for the Reverend Jesse L. Jackson Sr., civil rights leader and tireless champion for justice. For decades, Reverend Jackson stood on the front lines of change, fighting for voting rights, economic opportunity, and equality for all. Now the community comes together to reflect, to remember, and to celebrate a life that helped shape a nation. Music, prayer, powerful tributes. That's this Friday, February 27th at First